I am Gabriel Woodard, a senior mass communication student concentrating in multimedia journalism. And this past academic school year, I have served as the executive producer / director for A.G.G.I.E News. And this is Life of an Aggie. Oh wow. I would say the biggest thing that inspires me to, go as hard as I do in journalism or in anything is my parents. I watch them work very, very hard. Even especially while I've been at A&T, while I'm getting, my degree, they've made sure that things were mainly paid for. And so watching them work hard has pushed me to work hard to make sure that this degree is worth something, once I graduate, and that I can do something with my life and be successful. Because I feel like that's the biggest way that I can give back to them. So when I started, so with A.G.G.I.E News, I initially started it as a class because it was the practicum with Professor Tracy Clemens, and he kind of just pushed me into anchoring. I was a first semester sophomore at the time, and he made me do packages and all kinds of different things, and he was teaching me at the same time. And so I was doing things that juniors and seniors were doing, but on a sophomore level. And from then on, I just kind of became more fascinated with the newsroom experience, and I like trying different things. I like change. So me tinkering with different positions from teleprompters to camera operations, and I found a deeper love for writing, which led me to wanting to produce, using my creative abilities to be able to watch something come together, putting the pieces together and watching it, become one. It's something that I really enjoy, which is what has pushed me into doing that, being in that producer role. Challenges I would say that I faced in the initial stages of A.G.G.I.E News this year was trying to get it to grow and trying to find the common ground for students' abilities and skill sets. Obviously, we're all on different levels as far as what we've learned and taken away from the classroom, but last year with us only having 8 to 12 people, I was trying to push for A.G.G.I.E News to just be bigger, because I know there are a lot of people that want that hands-on experience, and I know A.G.G.I.E News could do that. And so trying to figure out how to get all of these students with different mindsets, different mentalities of what the newsroom experience is on one level would probably be the biggest challenge. And overcoming that was honestly just talking to people and then going out in the real world and bringing back, that real world experience and trying to apply it to what we have here in the department. I would have to say that my biggest accomplishment would be receiving the Best Producing Award at the NABJ short course in the department 2 years in a row. Honestly, because the first year I had just began producing maybe for about a month, and then this past year I didn't even want to go to the short course. And I just kind of forced myself, knowing that I'd be able to make connections and network, and this is what I want to do. I should push myself in all the opportunities that I get. The way I say that I manage day-to-day duties compared to long-term duties would be making sure that I write things down, because if I don't write it down, I forget. And so I have a calendar that I check every day. Usually at the beginning of the week, I write down the things that I have to do for that week and what things have to happen by what day. And I just check it off. That making that check is it's an accomplishment for me, and it's a way that I keep track of how I'm doing as far as progress. And when it comes to looking at long-term things, I make sure I do a little bit at a time. I set personal deadlines for myself, depending on what it is and how long it is, how much time I have. Setting those personal deadlines and making sure I hold myself accountable, basically. I've learned a lot of lessons from leadership, specifically just being in different leadership roles. I would say the biggest one that I've learned is to never be afraid of failure, but always be afraid of regret. When it comes to trying new things, when it comes to handling situations, when it comes to just executing ideas and thoughts that I may have, never being afraid to try them. But because if I don't, then I'm walking around thinking oh, I could have did this, I could have done this, I could have done that. When in reality, I could have done it, and if it failed, it's okay. I could just tweak it and keep it pushing, but at least I know that I tried. And so that's one of the biggest things I've taken away from leadership, not being afraid to just step out and do. Handling setbacks and failures is something that a lot of people have to learn for themselves because everyone handles it differently. For me personally, setbacks and failures are something that I kind of look for when I'm in any role or any position because it's bound to happen. You know, things happen all the time, and so when it comes down to failing or setback, I just kind of take a step back, analyze, evaluate, observe, and then I try it a different way. And if that doesn't work, try again, and then find something else. There's always another option or route to take when it comes to accomplishing something. A&T has helped shape who I am in a lot of different ways because of a lot of different situations I've been in, a lot of great experiences, bad experiences, opportunities, and I would say taking away from those, even the smallest details as far as the connections, the thoughts that I may have in the moment. A&T has taught me how to deal with a lot of different things, and I'm appreciative for it. But a lot of the experiences I've had have taught me a lot. Some advice I'd give to others trying to achieve their goals is to write them down, figure out who you are, and then you can move forward with how to achieve those goals. And I say that because if you don't know how to hold yourself accountable, you don't know how to push yourself to go above and beyond, then it becomes difficult when you get into a setback or a moment of, questioning who you are or questioning if you're capable of achieving those goals. Knowing who you are pushes you to get to where you want to be, basically. And I would just say, keep going, don't stop, try again. Trust God, because if it's meant to be, it'll be. He has a plan and he's gonna make sure it's executed. Shout out Crosby, shout out Aggie News. I've learned a lot. I'm appreciative for all the experiences, opportunities I've gotten here. I'm appreciative for all of the connections I've made, and I'm looking forward to see what it does for me in the future. If you'd like to see any of my media, from videography, photography, you can follow me on Instagram at GLW_media and check me out. Aggie Pride.